Stop right there. The Japan Rail Pass is about to get 69% more expensive.
Nice.
From October 2023, the Japan Rail Pass is about to get more expensive. Why is it becoming more expensive? I don't know. Here are some reasons it could be. If you're getting the 14 or 21-day pass, while expensive, the new price points may still be okay, but for the 7-day pass, the increase is so extreme that if you just want to go from Tokyo to Osaka and then back again, it's actually cheaper for you to buy individual tickets than it is to get the new JR pass. For those that want to make the most out of their trip to Japan, there are actually other tickets you can buy outside of the Japan Rail Pass that allow you unlimited travel on certain trains in certain areas in Japan. Let's dive into them. Number 1 is the Hokuriku Arch Pass. This pass allows you 7 days of consecutive travel for only 2,500 yen. This pass gives you travel from Tokyo to Osaka and back again. But different from the JR pass, instead of taking a direct line straight there, you actually arch over. The name makes sense. You actually arch over the region, visiting Kanazawa, Niigata, and some of the regions in between. It's a great pass if you want to explore some of those outer regions of Japan. And if you've come to Japan once before and you've done the whole direct path to Osaka, you know what it's about. This is the definition of an alternative JR pass, allowing you all the perks of the old JR pass at the old price point, but it's just a new way to get from A to B. It's a pretty good pass if I do say so myself. The pass is called the Hokuriku Pass because that area you arch into is the Hokuriku region of Japan. That region covers Kanazawa, Fukui, and Toyama. These are areas that a lot of first-time travelers to Japan don't actually get to, and it's a damn shame because these areas have a lot to offer, especially Kanazawa. It's a beautiful region, really easy to get to, and even if you don't want to go all the way to Osaka, the Kanazawa region is amazing for day trips. Definitely a location I suggest you check out. Similar to the JR Pass, the Hokuriku Arch Pass allows you unlimited rides on certain trains in the Tokyo region and in other regions that the train encompasses. Of course, the Shinkansen rides are going to be part of the pass, but also once you're in Tokyo, it allows you unlimited rides on certain trains in the Tokyo district. It's a pretty good pass if you want to explore Tokyo for a few days and then check out the countryside before heading to Osaka. For the train enthusiasts in the chat, it also allows you travels on various trains in different regions, including some railways, some monorails, some local trains. You can get to some pretty interesting places with this pass. I think it depends on your own imagination and how much research you do before diving into your journeys. The pass is affordable and lasts a pretty long time, but it's not perfect. There are some things about this pass that even I would have to think about before getting. One of those things is that there is no direct trip from Tokyo to Osaka. And for those who want to visit Osaka, that's the main purpose of you getting this pass. You really need to take into account how long it's going to take you to get there using this alternative pass. A normal trip from Tokyo to Osaka, when you go direct, will take about 2 to 3 hours. However, when you use the pass, you first must go to Kanazawa, and then from Kanazawa, you can go to Osaka. Now, while you can pretty much do this in 2 Shinkansen trips, the problem is this is going to take you about 5 hours. Damn! For those who want to get this pass, it's probably good to go to Kanazawa first, spend a couple of days there, then finish your journey to Osaka, and then on your way back to Tokyo from Osaka, maybe spend a night in Toyama or one of the smallest cities, really taking that local sightseeing before heading back to Tokyo. This is a pass that needs a little more planning than the original JR pass, just because you are making that big loop and there's no easy direct trip from Tokyo to Osaka. In my opinion, it's a great pass and I'll give it 4 Shinkansens out of 5. Let's move on to the next one. What if Osaka is your favorite city in Japan and you want to do all of your Japan travels starting from Osaka? Well, I give to you the Kansai Wide Area Pass. On this list, this may be the most affordable pass there. 5 days of consecutive travel for only 10,000 yen. That's insane. But what's more insane is how much you can travel with this pass. This pass encompasses not only Osaka, not only Kyoto, but it gets you all the way down to Okayama. That is insane. Okayama. It's really weird to say Okayama. This pass gets you all the way down to Okayama even down to the island of Shikoku in Takamatsu. But it even extends all the way north to Nara, to Wakayama, to an area called Kiikatsura. I think we did a Tokyo creative video about that a couple years back. You can hit up Maibara, go all the way up to Tottori and check out the sand dunes. And of course, it takes you all the way up to one of the best locations in Japan. Obama.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's honestly an amazing deal. A lot of Shinkansens were included in the pass, railways, monorails, different train services. It is honestly one of the best passes on this list in terms of how affordable the pass is. But it's not all good. Of course, there are some limitations to what Shinkansens you can ride on. There are some limitations on what trains you can take, how many times you can book a reserved seat. That's pretty normally okay, depending on the time of year you're visiting Japan. If you visit during like the busy season, which is right now, Hanami season, Golden Week, if you book during this season, you're going to want to be booking seats as much as you can, just because it makes traveling a lot easier. And the Jiyuseki, the free seats, are going to be completely swamped unless you're riding it from first stop to last stop. But even then, it's going to be hard to get you a dang seat. That is just how the Shinkansen works during the busy season of Japan. There's only one reason that I would feel pretty hesitant about getting this pass, and that's the short period of time in which you can use the pass for. I know what you mean. 10,000 yen, 5 days, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. It's pretty dang good. However, it encompasses such a large area. The question is, can you visit all of the cities included in this pass? Now, I know the pass hasn't been designed for people to visit every single city on the pass, but generally, if you're a tourist, you've come to Japan, you've got yourself an amazing pass, you're gonna wanna see every single area the pass has to offer. I don't know about you, but I'm a completist. If I get a pass that says I can visit 7 areas of Japan, I'm gonna visit all 7 areas of Japan. And that might be difficult, because traveling from Osaka to Kobe to Kyoto to Wakayama, up to Obama, around the corner back down to Okayama, up to Tottori, your question is, how much time do you have in each location? My advice would be, if you're visiting Japan and you're based in Osaka and you're here for longer than a week, I would spend 2 days in Osaka, maybe a day in Kyoto, and then from Kyoto, I would grab the 5-day pass, go down to Wakayama, up to Obama, up the corner to Amoha, what the fuck? I can't pronounce it. This place, very good place, very good location. If you've been there before, this is the Instagram story of me going there. Beautiful location. But then back down to Okayama, love Okayama, fantastic city. Spend a day, maybe 2 days there. Up to Tottori, check out Tottori. I've still never been to Tottori, but I've heard it's good for like a day trip. So, you know, check it out for a day, check out the sand dunes. They've got like a big, nice Starbucks there. Head back down to Okayama, go to Shikoku, Takamatsu, and then spend your last day there before going back to Osaka in the evening to check into your hotel. I think that link is pretty good. But even then, you're looking at 1 day, maybe 2 days max per location. You're really gonna have to min-max your efforts. Every single second is gonna have to count when using this alternative rail card. I'm gonna give this pass 2.5 Shinkansens out of 5. It's a really good pass, I can't doubt that. I just think you'd have to be rushing around a lot when you use it. But if you're someone who likes those kind of busy schedules, I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I love traveling really intensely for 5 days. So if you like that, this is definitely a pass for you. If you don't, you might want to look into another pass. Let's move on to the next one. The next one on the list is the Setouchi Area Guide. The Setouchi Area Guide is the Kansai-wide guide on cocaine. It is intense. The pass is 7 days long, so already we've one-upped the Kansai-wide area guide. However, the pass is more expensive at 19,000 yen. So those extra 2 days are costing about 9,000 yen. Increasing the price 9,000 yen for 2 extra days does seem a little bit insane. But then you see how much more area this pass allows you to travel to than the Kansai Area Guide. The Kansai-wide area guide stops your adventures at Okayama. However, the Setouchi Area Guide lets you keep going all the way to my favorite place in Japan, Fukuoka. Glorious Fukuoka. Food, delicious. Yatai, amazing. The people, friendly. This city is one of my favorite cities in Japan. However, sadly, in order to get Fukuoka on the pass, one city, or more than one, but one city had to be removed. Wakayama. Listen, I've come to the corner. Between you and me, we're choosing between Fukuoka or Wakayama. Fukuoka's winning every time. If you prefer Wakayama to Fukuoka, let me know in the comments down below so I can berate you, because that's an insane choice. Let's get back to the video. If you're traveling to Japan and you're based out of Osaka, this might be the best pass for you. Not only does it go all the way down to Fukuoka, which, as we've discussed, is the greatest location in Japan, it also gives you access to Hiroshima, Okayama, other areas of Kyoto like Amano, Hashidate, Arashiyama, all the way down to Shikoku. 2 different locations in Shikoku become open to you. Takamatsu, of course, but also Matsuyama. You can also get to the island of Miyajima just off Hiroshima and all the way down to Hakata Airport. This is a huge list of locations you can visit in Japan for only 19,000 yen. That is a dang bargain. For those who are flying into and then leaving from Tokyo, this pass might be a little bit difficult as it's money on top of money you're already paying to get into the area. Now, this pass doesn't allow you to use the Shinkansen that gets you from Tokyo to Osaka. What's worse, you can't even really pick up this pass until you get to a region that the pass allows you to travel to. So until you're in Osaka, you can't even get the pass. Even if you're flying into Tokyo, I still think this pass is worth it. It's just gonna take some advanced planning. What I would do is plan my flights in advance. Have me coming into Haneda, into Narita, but then leaving from Osaka or perhaps even Hakata. That way I can get into Tokyo, explore Tokyo for a few days, go down to Osaka, and then really start getting my travel on with this big 7-day pass. Taking the new 7-day or the new 14-day JR pass's price into account, even if you travel separately down to Osaka and then get this ticket, it still works out cheaper than getting a JR pass 7-day, 14-day, or even 21-day. If you want to explore some regions of Japan that a lot of people don't get to explore until maybe their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or even 5th trip to Japan, this is definitely a pass for you. Of course, the pass isn't perfect. Once again, I feel like the pass isn't long enough. 7 days isn't a lot of time for me to really explore all the regions that the pass lets me explore. There's so much to see. What I would do is probably take a couple of locations I really want to deep dive into, really want to explore, and write very intricate itineraries to explore those regions. All in all, I think it's a pretty good pass. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 Shinkansen points. Let's move on to our final pass of the day. Just as we had the Kansai wide pass, we also have the Tokyo wide pass. This pass is significantly worse than the Kansai equivalent, only lasting 3 days but costing 10,000 yen. You gain access to quite a lot of areas using this pass: Izu, Nikko, Gunma, Ibaraki, Niigata, and also Yokohama. But then again, you can just get to Yokohama using the Toyoko train, so there's no need to buy a 10,000 yen pass to get to Yokohama. It's pretty stupid. We can just scratch that from the list. So looking at Izu, Nikko, Gunma, Ibaraki, and Niigata, you've got 5 separate locations here, but only 3 days to use this pass, meaning you have to choose 3 out of the 5 locations to visit. This pass doesn't feel like a JR, all you can ride, travel a lot, adventure a lot type pass. For those who want to make 3-day trips back to back, this pass, I can see it being pretty useful. You can ride all the JR East Shinkansen lines, you've got the Narita Express, the non-JR East lines also viable. You can do a lot with this pass, but in the confines of a few areas outside of Tokyo and Tokyo herself. I think it's an okay pass. I think if you just want to visit the Tokyo area, if you want to do a lot of day trips and that's all you want to do, this is the perfect pass for you. If you're only here for 5 days and you don't really have that extra income to leave Tokyo, sort of travel down to Osaka, but you don't want to be stuck in Tokyo the entire time, I think this pass is a very good investment. If you're only for 5 days, 2 days in Tokyo, day and a half in Tokyo, and then get the pass, spend the next 3 days really going out and exploring what Japan has to offer. My top 2 picks would definitely be Niigata and Nikko. For your other one, chef's choice. It's up to you to do some research and see which location suits your travel needs best. the pass is okay. I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5 Shinkansens. It's a pretty good pass, but there's not much variety there, not much flexibility. It's once again just like a day trip pass. I'm sure if you looked, every individual area would probably have their own day trip pass, and buying them separately could probably maybe work out cheaper. But I don't know, that's for you guys to decide. Let's move on to our final alternative JR pass. Let's check it out. I'm actually not going to move from this position because I've been running around the room like silly. Anyway. The final pass is maybe the most annoying pass to talk about. It's the Seishun 18 Kippu, or the Seishun 18 pass, or the Seishun Youthful pass. It's not the cheapest pass on the list, it's about 12,000 yen, but it gives you access to the whole of Japan. You get your ticket, the ticket lasts 5 days, and in those 5 days, you can travel anywhere you like. You can go up to Hokkaido, there's like a separate Shinkansen cost you'd have to pay, but you can definitely go up to Hokkaido, all the way down to Kyushu, Okayama, hit up Nikko. Japan is your oyster. Go wherever you want, do whatever you want for only 12,000 yen. That's pretty good. However, there are some giant limitations on this pass. But before we get to the giant limitations on this pass, let's talk about how this pass is used. You buy one pass and the pass has 5 stamps on it. As you go through the gate, they'll cross off one of those stamps, and for the entire day, you can use this pass to travel around Japan. If there are 2 of you going somewhere, you can use the same pass. But instead of crossing off 1 day, they'd cross off 2 days. So essentially, if you're traveling with someone, you can both pay about 6,000 yen, or you can travel 6,000 yen, that's pretty good. And you can do that twice. You could have 2 days of all you can travel, then there'd be 1 day left where one person can enjoy an all you can travel day somewhere. The pass is targeted at younger people who want to make long journeys in Japan but don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on the trains. So if 5 people are going somewhere, it's only this much to travel all the way there, unlimited on trains for the day. The pass is pretty powerful. The pass has the biggest limitation on this list. For starters, you cannot ride the Shinkansen. There is no Shinkansen usage in this pass. To ride the Shinkansen, you would have to buy a separate ticket. So I hear you wonder, so Jordan, how do I go from Tokyo to Osaka? You said there was access from Tokyo to Hakone, Niigata, blah, blah, blah. How do I get there? Local and express trains. You can travel anywhere you want in Japan for 5 days, but you have to use the local and the express trains, the rapid trains, but you cannot use the Shinkansen. Now, what does this mean for you? If you want to go from Tokyo to Osaka or Tokyo to Kyoto, what does this mean for you time-wise? You're looking at 9 hours of travel on local and express trains. That is an insane amount of time to be on the train, and that is providing you don't get off at various stops to check out the scenery, look at smaller stations. I'm talking a straight shot from Tokyo to Kyoto will take you 9 hours of changing trains, riding all the way to the last stop, next train, riding that to the last stop, 9 hours. There's more limitations. That isn't the only limitation this pass possesses. There's also a set period of time in which you can buy the pass. You could only buy this pass in spring, summer, and winter. And during this time, there's a set time limit to which you can buy and use this pass. For the spring pass, you have from February 20th to March 31st to buy the pass, and it can then be used until about April 10th. Summer, you have from July 1st until August 31st, and then you can use the pass between July 20th to September 10th. Wintertime has the same limitations. You can buy the pass between December 1st to December 31st, but then you must use the pass between December 10th and January 10th. These are very set times to use the pass, and it coincides with like Japan's school holidays because once again, this ticket is aimed at younger people, at a younger audience, at younger travelers. However, the pass is still very powerful. You can use it on basically all JR transport across the country. I mean, boats, rails, trams, trains, monorails. If there's a JR stamp on that thing, you can use the Seishun 18 Kippu. It is a very interesting way to travel the country. This pass isn't really aimed at tourists. Tourists don't really have an abundance of time to be taking 9 hours to travel from Tokyo to Kyoto, so they don't really have the time to be sitting on local trains. I feel like this pass is aimed towards young people, but also people sort of just living and working in Japan. I think this pass needs to be experienced firsthand to really understand what's good about this pass. I can already imagine why one would want to use it. The Shinkansen of course has speed. I can go from Tokyo to Osaka just like that. However, with the Seishun 18 Kippu, I can take my time. I can get off the train at a station that really overlooks Mount Fuji, take my time taking photos, take my time enjoying the sights and such. With the Shinkansen, you have about 5 minutes max to really get a nice shot of Mount Fuji. And if you miss that, you're kind of done. If you're sitting on the wrong side, you're kind of done. If there's too many clouds, you're kind of fucked. With this ticket, it allows you to get off the station at the perfect station to view Mount Fuji and just enjoy it, you know? This ticket is for the adventure seeker. This ticket is for someone with an abundance of time, it's Golden Week, and I just want to go out and see what Japan has to offer. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. The summer ticket is gonna be on sale from July 1st. And I think I'm gonna grab myself a ticket, take some time to really travel Japan, and report back to you guys about how good the ticket really is from my first-hand experience. Of course, I'll take a nice little blog so we can explore the Japanese countryside together. The Seishun 18 Kippu is pretty dang good, but it's only really good for those who are already living in Japan or have an abundance of time on their travels. It's because of that, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 Shinkansen points. 2.5 out of 5 Shinkansen points, right in the middle, because I think it really depends on what sort of traveling you want to do, where you're going, do you live here, how much time do you have. I think these factors are really important for this ticket. I've left the links to every single ticket in the descriptions down below. Go and check it out, give them a click, and let me know which ticket would you like to get when you visit Japan. Let me know in the comments down below. If you're liking these videos, hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Hitting those buttons lets me know that you guys are liking this video, but it also lets YouTube know that you guys are liking this video, and hopefully it will serve you up more of my content. But guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye. I picked like the worst day for recording. Airplanes overhead, we got rain, it's gonna be annoying to edit. Yeah. Alamak.